establishing secret military bases to conduct classified operations throughout history. Governments have managed to keep it all hidden.
People who observed that thought the end of the world had come.
But these highly facilitated labs have always been a subject of speculation, and for all the right reasons.
In 1943, a series of secret military projects
experimenting on aliens and creating technology beyond our imagination. They have convinced people that the world is literally more than it seems.
It's the most unbelievable place you can imagine. You're 768 feet below the surface.
So hang on for the recently exposed government's cover-ups that shocked the whole world.
The farmer who owned that ranch called the military and they came.
In Roswell, New Mexico, a gypsy found strange pieces of metal in the desert. The objects looked unusual, and there were burn marks on the ground. Soon, the military came and quickly collected everything. Initially, they said a flying saucer had crashed.
Crashed wreckage on the ground.
The farmer who owned that ranch called the military and they came to pick it up.
But later on, they quickly changed their statement and said it was just a weather balloon.
Roswell is probably the most famous UFO incident of all time.
Officer recanted.
The disc was a part of a weather balloon. No big deal.
This sudden change made people curious. Some even said they saw alien bodies nearby, and the military is hiding the secret. The mystery of Roswell began, and to this day, people still wonder what really happened in that desert. Wright Patterson. After the crash in Roswell, rumors flew about where the debris of aliens went. Many people believed it ended up in a place called Hangar 18 at an Air Force base in Ohio. Stories spread about a mysterious blue room inside the hangar. One military officer said he saw something incredible there, a head that looked almost human. When he asked about it later, he was told to forget what he saw.
What's inside Hangar 18? According to Goldwater, LeMay said, "Don't ever ask me that question again."
For years, the Air Force has said these stories aren't true. But some still think alien artifacts are secretly hidden under the base. Is Hangar 18 just a tall tale, or could there be more to the story? The Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was a top-secret U.S. government initiative during World War II, aimed at developing the first nuclear weapons. The Manhattan Project. During World War II, the American military started a top-secret mission called the Manhattan Project, with the initiative to build something new, and sometime later, they launched Little Boy and Fat Man. But there was a dark side to the project. Some scientists did secret tests without telling the outside world. The Manhattan Project changed everything. It started a race to build more nuclear weapons. While it helped end the war, it also changed the course of the world. Mysterious Vela Incident. On a September night in 1979, the sky suddenly spotted a Vela satellite picking up a distinctive signal. A double flash of light over the South Atlantic Ocean. It looked just like a nuclear explosion, but no one knew about it. The government said it was a natural phenomena, but not everyone believed them. A special team called the RENA panel looked into it. They said it wasn't a nuclear test, but couldn't explain what it really was. Years later, secret files hinted that Israel and South Africa were involved in such activity, but the true cause of the Vela incident remains a mystery, leaving us to wonder what really happened that night. Area 51. In the Nevada desert lies a place of mystery named Area 51. A man who studies this secret base believes it's still used for testing special military gadgets. Area 51 became famous in 1989 when people started talking about aliens. The government tried to hide it, even taking it off maps, but this only made people more curious. Recently, the watchdog revealed hidden sensors were found around the area. The man's home was even searched by federal agents. He thinks Area 51 is now testing new flying drones in an even more secret spot nearby. Philadelphia. During World War II, the U.S. Navy launched a secret project. They wanted to make a ship invisible. It was called the Philadelphia Experiment.
The Philadelphia Experiment is a series of secret military projects in 1943.
Witnesses say the ship, invisible to radar by surrounding it with powerful electromagnetic fields. They claimed the ship disappeared in a green mist. It showed up miles away, then vanished again. Some think the ship traveled through time. It was seen in different places years later, like it was lost in time and space. Was it a secret experiment gone wrong, or just a sailor's tall tale? Greenbrier. A hidden bunker inside a mountain. That's what they built at the Greenbrier Resort during the Cold War. It was a super secret place to keep important people safe if anything ever happened. This bunker had everything: food, water, and beds that looked like it was from the 1960s. A huge steel door would close to keep everyone inside safe for weeks. Inside, undergo a process to remove contamination before receiving new clothes and toiletries. For over 30 years, no one knew about this secret place. When people found out in 1992, they stopped using it. Now, it's a place you can visit to see how scared people were back then and what kind of secrets they kept. NSA Headquarters. The NSA headquarters in Maryland looks like tall fences and towers guard the edge. Inside, there are lots of buildings, some small, some big and important looking. The coolest part is all the satellite dishes, antennas, and white domes which stand out against the green landscape. These help the NSA listen to messages from all over the world. There are big parking lots too, for all the people who work there. Everything looks very organized. The whole place makes you wonder what secrets are hidden inside. It's a real-life fortress of mystery. The Phoenix Lights. In the 1990s, the night sky over Phoenix buzzed with a huge V-shaped object flying silently above the desert. It wasn't a plane. It was too big and too quiet.
I'm lying in bed, I see 3 lights, I grab my video camera.
Thousands of people saw the strange lights. They watched in awe as the object glided overhead for hours.
Mile to 8 miles wide, gliding.
Even the governor said it was unlike anything he'd ever seen.
I can definitively say that this craft did not resemble any man-made object that I'd ever seen.
Some folks said it was just military flares, but others were sure they'd spotted a real UFO. Arizona has lots of UFO stories, with old photos and tales of crashes, but the Phoenix Lights remain a mystery to this day. Doom Bunker. Deep underground in Kansas, there's a special place for rich people. It's called the Survival Condo Project. More folks want to buy a spot there since the last election. This isn't just any old shelter. It's built inside an old missile silo, 100 feet below the ground.
We are in a typical full-floor residential unit, and even though we are more than 100 feet underground right now,
there are 12 fancy apartments with nice kitchens and even fake windows that show pictures of the outside. But it's not all serious. There's a pool with a slide. They grow their own food and have enough power to last for years.
This can grow up to 70 different species of plants, lettuces, tomatoes, carrots.
It costs at least $2.3 million to live there. That's one expensive hideout. Old aircrafts. In northern Albania, a mysterious iron gate guards a secret. Behind it, tunnels stretch 600 meters deep into a mountain. Inside, old fighter jets, built by the Soviets and Chinese, have been hidden for 30 years, left behind when Albania changed its path. Now, the country is looking for new homes for these jets.
All of them are being mainly destroyed, not anymore stored.
Some may go to museums, while others could even fly again. These jets are special because others like them were destroyed. But these tunnels may hide more than just jets. Some whisper they were built for secret fights or to protect against unknown threats still waiting to be revealed. Tunguska event.
People who observed that thought the end of the world had come.
In 1908, Tunguska, Siberia, a strange event happened. A massive explosion shook the forest, spreading fires for miles around. The explosion was 1,000 times stronger than the one in Hiroshima. It flattens an area as large as a whole country. No one knows exactly what caused it. Some thought a space rock hit Earth, but there's no big hole in the ground. Others thought wild ideas about alien spaceships crashing. Even today, scientists are trying to solve the Tunguska mystery. Maybe they knew the reason, but didn't reveal it. Whatever happened that day left behind a puzzle that still amazes people more than 100 years later.
The Tunguska explosion, I think, was caused by the impact of a large comet or asteroid.
Moon mission. Chinese astronauts are trying to move quickly in the space race with its missions to the moon. They sent a special spacecraft to the far side of the moon, where no one had been before. It was equipped with cameras, optical sensors, and gamma rays to gather moon dirt and rocks. These samples were sent back to Earth safely to scientists to study. They reveal secrets about the moon's past. But Chinese astronauts aren't stopping there. They're planning more missions to look for water ice at the moon's south pole. In just a few years, China hopes to send people to walk on the moon. They're even dreaming of building a research station up there by 2045. It looks like the moon will get some new visitors soon. Operation Highjump. In 1946, the U.S. government launched Operation Highjump, led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, sending a large fleet to Antarctica. According to conspiracy theories, this mission was more than just a scientific expedition. Some believe Byrd encountered Nazi UFOs and made contact with extraterrestrial beings possessing advanced technology. These theories suggest that powerful groups, including remnants of the Nazis, were secretly working with aliens to gain power and control over the world. Allegedly, the mission led to secret deals between the U.S. military and these extraterrestrial forces. While there is no solid evidence supporting these claims, they remain a popular topic in conspiracy circles, linking UFO phenomena with global power dynamics and hidden agendas in Antarctica. Rendlesham Incident. A UFO sighting near a U.S. Air Force base in the UK, shrouded in secrecy. In 1980, lights appeared in Rendlesham Forest, England. An Air Force team saw blue, green, and yellow lights flashing through the trees. They thought it was dangerous, so they went to check it out. What they found was amazing. A glowing craft sat in a clearing. It looked like nothing they had ever seen before. The surface was smooth and shiny, like black glass. The team felt scared, but excited. They recorded everything on tape and measured the ground where the craft had been. The ground showed signs of radiation, and nearby trees had marks. Later, some of the team got sick. Rumors later spread about cryptic messages believed not aliens, but with future humans. Shag Harbor Incident. In 1967, Shag Harbor people saw lights in the sky. Then, an object crashed into the ocean. Fishermen, the Coast Guard, and even the Navy looked for the crashed object. But they couldn't find anything. There was no debris, nothing at all.
Well, if you go by the military documents, the divers found nil.
The case was officially called a UFO sighting. Later, people started talking about secret military stuff or underwater aliens. Nobody knows for sure what happened that night. The Shag Harbor UFO is still a big mystery that makes people wonder. Nevada sky. Workers observe a mysterious glow in the Nevada sky at a secret Air Force station near Area 51, spotted on their screens. It wasn't a plane or a helicopter. This thing moved like nothing they'd ever seen before. The object zipped across the dark desert, changing shape as it flew. It didn't have any wings, and it certainly wasn't a balloon. The workers were puzzled. They filmed the strange visitor, wondering if it came from space or was a top-secret machine.
One control doesn't know what type of aircraft it is either.
Even after analysts looked at the video, no one could figure out what it was.
The object doesn't appear to have any wings or rotor blades, and it appears to change shape in flight.
The Air Force kept quiet, leaving everyone to wonder what really flew over Area 51 that night. Cheyenne Mountain. Imagine a city hidden inside a mountain. That's what Cheyenne Mountain is like. Built deep underground in Colorado, it's a secret base that keeps America safe. This amazing place has huge blast doors that are supported by a giant spring that can bounce if there's an explosion or earthquake. Inside, experts watch for danger from space and other countries. It even has its own cafeteria and gym. Cheyenne Mountain was built to survive big attacks. It has its own power and water supply. While many people don't know about it, this secret mountain base plays a big part in protecting the country. Sky Machine. In the snowy lands of Alaska, a strange place called HAARP. Some people think it can control the weather or even cause natural disasters. But the truth is less scary. HAARP is actually a research center run by a university. It studies a special layer of the Earth called the ionosphere. In 2004, HAARP made colorful lights appear in the sky. HAARP has 180 big antennas spread out over a large area. It can send powerful radio waves into the sky. While some think it's doing something strange, HAARP is really just trying to understand how the sky affects our radio signals. Sometimes science can look mysterious.
It's totally something out of a science fiction movie.
Project Montauk. In the 1940s, a project began at Camp Hero, New York. It wasn't any usual military base. People said that this base is trying to control minds, move through time, and even teleport. Years later, a scientist talked about a special chair that gave humans superpowers. There were even stories of psychics reportedly materialized objects from other realities, and strange creatures were found nearby. The unusual weather activity and animals behaved oddly around the base. Many people came forward with scary stories. While some think it's just make-believe, the Montauk Project still makes people wonder what really went on there. Kecksburg UFO Incident. In 1965, the village of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, got a surprise crash. A bright fireball zoomed across the sky and crashed nearby. Excited villagers ran to see what it was. They found a big saucer-shaped object with unusual symbols on it. Before they could take a good look, the army showed up. They blocked off the area and took the object away in secret. The government said it was just a falling star, but many people didn't believe it. Villagers thought it was from outer space or another country. To this day, no one knows for sure what fell that night. The village even throws a yearly UFO party to remember the mystery. Black Knight Satellite. Astronauts in 1998 saw a mysterious, dark object flying near their space station. They took pictures, but no one could figure out what it was. Astronauts think it's an alien spaceship they call the Black Knight Satellite. They believe it's been watching Earth for a long time and had a thermal cover that had come loose, but many remained doubtful and suggest that alien craft from outer space observe Earth from co-orbital asteroids, which are distant and hard to detect. The Black Knight Satellite is still curious, making us wonder what's really out there in space. RAF Base. In North Yorkshire, there's a special place called RAF Menwith Hill. It looks like a giant golf ball field. These big white domes aren't for sports, though. They're actually huge antennas that listen to signals from space. This place is super important for both the UK and US. It helps warn about missiles and catches secret messages. The US National Security Agency uses it to talk to spy satellites high above Earth. The RAF runs the base now, but it's still a team effort with the Americans. Nobody without special permission can go inside. Some people think it's part of a secret system that listens to messages all over the world. Aurora. A spy plane named Aurora was able to fly at extremely high altitudes, and speeds way up at 135,000 feet was noticed in the late 80s. Its engine was special too. Instead of a steady roar, it made little explosions to push the plane forward. People claim they saw Aurora zooming across the sky, leaving funny donut-shaped clouds behind. One person even said they filmed it at Area 51, but they're keeping the video hidden. The government says Aurora doesn't exist, but lots of people still believe in this mysterious plane. Is it real, or just a cool story? Nobody knows for sure. Triangle Object. A strange video popped up in April 2021. It showed 3 triangle-shaped objects flying at night. One of the objects was blinking. The video came from a filmmaker who used night vision to capture the scene. People got excited because triangle UFOs have been spotted since the 1970s. They thought the objects were a secret mission, maybe Chinese drones, or even alien spaceships. But astronauts had other ideas. They said the shapes just be stars, or a regular plane. The blinking light matched the timing of normal aircraft lights. In the end, it seems these weren't UFOs after all, just normal things looking in the dark. Mount Weather. In the hills of Virginia, there's a secret place called Mount Weather. Long ago, it was just a weather station, but during the Cold War, it turned into more mysterious. Now, Mount Weather is a huge underground base. Some people think it goes down many levels, and might even connect to the White House through a secret tunnel. Guards keep watch all around Mount Weather. When news people tried to film there, they were quickly stopped. Folks who live nearby talk about the place, but nobody really knows what happens inside.
Heard about Mount Weather? I have not.
In Virginia?
What is it?
Mount Weather?
Others think it will be a backup government spot if something really bad happens, but the people in charge won't say a word about it. Antarctica's secret alien base. In 2003, a brave Navy team went on a secret mission to Antarctica. They were looking for someone, but found something much stranger. Hidden under the ice was a big octagonal structure. Only a small part was sticking out, but there was more underneath.
Something seems to be going on this mysterious continent at the South Pole.
The walls inside were lime green with hieroglyphics. While it was freezing outside, inside was as warm as a sunny day. Who built this place? Was it aliens? Or something else? This discovery makes us wonder what other secrets might be hiding under Antarctica's icy surface. Maybe there's a whole hidden world down there, waiting to be found. Pine Gap. In the middle of Australia's a secret place called Pine Gap. It's not just any base, it's a spy hub. Big satellite at Pine Gap collects all sorts of information from phones and the internet. Workers there use this data to find targets for the military. They send what they find to the United States to help in battles and drone strikes. While Pine Gap helps keep track of enemies, some people worry it's going too far. They think it is spying on regular folks and invading their privacy. It's a big secret in the middle of nowhere that's causing quite a stir. Military base. A group of tourists stumbled upon an old military base near Cape Town in South Africa. They were amazed by the huge engine and hidden tunnel. The place used to be a signal workshop with its own generator. As they explored, they found piles of old tires. Their adventure took an exciting turn when suddenly, they found themselves face to face with guards. But instead of being angry, the guards were surprisingly friendly. They warned the tourists to leave the area quickly. The day ended with the tourists feeling lucky. They had seen things most people never get to see. It was a thrilling adventure they would never forget. KGB leaked footage. In Russia, a curious TV host set out to solve strange mysteries. With a team of smart experts, he looked at videos and photos from all over the country. When he saw a video of a flying saucer and pictures of a slimy alien with big eyes. A doctor even checked out a hairy white beast with no face. The team also saw and discussed footage of a giant sea monster trapped under ice. The host figured out if they were real or made up. At the end of each show, he'd tell everyone what he thought was true, fake, or still a big question mark. Dugway. Area 51. Far away in Utah, there's a place called Dugway that is even more mysterious. People say they've seen UFOs flying over Dugway, just like at Area 51. But when they try to get close, helicopters zoom in to chase to stop them away. The Hyde base is where the real alien stuff happens. Rumors fly about secret scientists working with NASA, testing weapons to shoot the UFOs and get their own control. While everyone's looking at Area 51, the biggest secrets are hiding in the Utah desert. Zeljava Air Base. Deep in the mountains between Croatia and Bosnia, there was a hidden city underground called Zeljava Air Base. Built to survive a world-ending disaster, it took 20 years to create. The base had strong concrete bunkers, blast doors, tunnels, and water supplies, and could support 1,000 people. It was an important center for air defense, storing planes and weapons behind massive metal doors. Unfortunately, during a war, the base was destroyed. The once protective tunnels are now empty, keeping their secrets locked away forever. Island of Secret. On a tiny island called Agalega, the 300 people who live there are worried as they watch their home change. New ports are being built, and a long runway is stretching across the land. The island's leaders say it's to make life better, but the locals aren't so sure. They've heard stories about another island where everyone had to leave to make room for a military base. Big ships from India keep coming, bringing more builders and machines. Some think Agalega might become a secret base for warships and planes. As the work continues, the islanders wonder what will happen to their peaceful home, and if they'll have to say goodbye to it someday. Raven Rock. A tourist's camera captured extraordinary hide among the trees at the Raven Rock mountain complex. From the sky, the tourist saw a secret world revealed. A main entrance, a fire station, and even a helipad peeked out from the greenery. Clean roads crisscrossed the area, leading to mysterious buildings.
It's the most unbelievable place you can imagine. You're 768 feet below the surface.
But the most amazing part was the vast underground city. The tourist was especially impressed by a special water cleaning system deep inside the mountain. This wasn't just any hidden base. It was a small town ready for anything. Monk's Quarry. Deep underground, explorers ventured into Monk's Quarry, where the Navy once kept its secrets. Long ago, 1,700 people worked here, testing sonar and storing weapons. Now, only shadows remained. The explorers went through dark tunnels, finding old wooden boxes and old metal cages. Suddenly, they saw it was just an old machine, still working after all these years. As they climbed a staircase carved right into the rock, the explorers felt like time travelers. They knew they'd revealed a piece of hidden history. Dyson Sphere. Scientists think they have found alien spaceships around far-off stars. That's what, they spotted 7 stars giving off unusual heat signals. Could giant alien structures be surrounding these stars, soaking up their energy? It's an exciting idea, but probably not true. The heat comes from baby stars still growing or from galaxies super far away. While it would be amazing to find alien megabuildings, the real answer is likely much simpler. Still, it's fun to dream about what is out there. Mongolia UFO. On October night in 2018, the sky over Inner Mongolia has a strange, twisting light. The city's 2.8 million people couldn't believe their eyes. Some people thought it was a UFO, but it was probably a secret rocket test. Instead of going straight up, it spirals motion through the sky, leaving a bright trail behind. Nobody claimed responsibility for the launch. Was it a success, or did something go wrong? The mystery light showed that China is working hard to reach for the stars, joining the race to explore space. Hidden City. A Russian mountain, a traveler found a spooky secret from the past. It was Zakelyuchinsk, a hidden city where Soviet scientists once built atomic weapons. A huge door, strong enough to stop missiles, guarded the entrance. Inside was an underground world with streets, houses, and secret labs. Workers lived there, unable to leave or talk about their jobs. The place is so perfectly planned that it could prevent anything going inside the tunnels. The scientists use a special radar system to signal and block the entrance in case of any unusual activity happening around. Berlin Forest. A forest near Berlin, a curious traveler stepped into the past. Once, this place buzzed with army commanders during World War II. Later, Soviet soldiers walked these same paths. Now, only silence remains. The visitor wandered through empty buildings, past lonely statues, and into dusty old radio rooms. Deep underground, 18 meters below, they found a secret bunker where important messages once flew. Other explorers were there too, taking pictures and studying the halls. Empty theaters and abandoned swimming pools made everything feel exciting. As they left, the traveler knew they'd never forget this hidden piece of history. Balaklava. A curious tourist's adventure in Russia revealed a hidden wonder that amazed people all over the world. In a place called Balaklava, the tourist met a guide who used to work on submarines. This guide knew a big secret. A special base carved right into a mountain. It wasn't just any old base. This one was built super strong, tough enough to survive anything. He filmed everything they saw. There were long, dark tunnels and big rooms where submarines once hid. When they shared their video online, it spread like wildfire. People couldn't believe such an amazing secret place existed. Iceworm. Imagine hiding rockets under a blanket of ice. That's what the US Army tried to do in Greenland during the Cold War. They called it Project Iceworm. In 1960, they built Camp Century, a secret base deep in the snow. Scientists lived there, digging up ancient ice to study. They even had a nuclear power plant, but the ice kept moving, squishing their tunnels and sinking their rocket launchers. In 1966, they had to give up. Now, as the ice melts, people worry about the stuff left behind. The camp's garbage, including dangerous chemicals, one day pops out of the ice. Gibraltar Rock. Inside the Rock of Gibraltar, there's a hidden world from World War II. Tourists explored during the war. Soldiers dug long tunnels to create a secret city for 16,500 people. These tunnels, filled with limestone, stored supplies and housed soldiers. Today, statues of soldiers stand in some parts of the tunnels. Now these tunnels have uses for different purposes. One section is a huge fridge for storing wine. Another holds enough water to fill 29 Olympic swimming pools. This water is taken from the sea and made clean to drink. An old command center, once used for war plans, now manages data instead.
An old command center from the Second World War, which has now become a data center.
Walking through the rock, you can see how a war hideout has become modern day. The subscriber's pick. Deep in the snowy lands of New Mexico, Archuleta Mesa stands tall and silent, but some folks think it's hiding a big secret.
Because they believe something really strange is going on here.
A group of UFO hunters came to Dulce, following stories about a hidden base under the ground. They believed the government was keeping alien visitors there.
We were told that there was an underground base here in the mesa.
The explorers looked closely at the rocky sides of the mesa, wondering if there were secret rooms carved inside. As they stood at the bottom, looking up at the huge mesa, they couldn't help but wonder, was something strange really hiding under their feet, waiting to be found? Dulce Base, where human-alien hybrid experiments are allegedly conducted.